Hello again, I am Bloody, and hey, would you like a video that's just has cheery stuff in it, stuff I'm personally excited about, just no controversy, no debate, no criticism, really of any serious kind or anything like that, because you know, videos that don't challenge anything at all always do really well on this platform, and that's not at all why so many YouTubers succumb to hater baiting and things like that. Hey, feel free to prove me wrong though. Show me exactly how much I don't need to make the titles of my videos provocative by watching this entire video through all the way and leaving a comment and subbing and belling and then watching it again. Go on, I friggin' dare you. Is that for reverse psychology? What's a nice video? Oh, I'll go back to clickbaiting. Did I say hello again yet? Hello again, I'm Blunty. I'm currently cycling between contentedly humming the theme songs to various space-based sci-fi shows to pass the time while I wait for Starfield to actually launch, and stewing in mild anxiety as I try to plan out how and upon what I will be even playing this game I've been looking forward to for so long now, what with my gaming PC early this week pooping its bed in a fairly dramatic way and leaving me wondering if it'll be alive when Starfield even launches. Wherever and however I wind up having my Bethesda space cherry popped, it is unquestionably a game that a lot of people are very, very hyped for. There is one thing in particular that has me feeling mighty obsessed, actually. The swag and the merch. Starfield has some properly well done branded tie-in promotional stuff, like way better than nearly anything else I've seen of this nature in my many, many years in gaming. And I'm not talking about the special edition thing, but I will come back to that before the end of the video. I'm talking about, look at this. Look what they revealed yesterday. A custom limited edition AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX GPU, and my God, it is gorgeous. As I said on Twitter yesterday, several hours after I first retweeted the original post about it, after a whole ass Twitch stream, I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was on my mind the entire day yesterday, and I woke up thinking about it this morning. Hence this video. I just need to get it out of my head. The Starfield limited edition Radeon card really might be the absolute best looking limited or special edition of a GPU or any other sort of PC hardware that I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, name another similar brand tie-in custom version of a bit of gaming hardware that hits the mark this well. The design balance of making it a style match for the inspiration and getting the color and vibe of the Starfield branding and what Bethesda want to call a NASA punk aesthetic, without of course ever once considering what the word punk actually means and using it in a woeful misunderstanding of punk culture or why things like cyberpunk use the word. Here's a hint, Bethesda, it's not just an aesthetic thing, and it's not just kind of a cool word you get to staple onto the end of a noun to make it sound edgy. The very concept of NASA, a friggin' US government agency, and punk being smooshed together is basically an oxy-goddamn moron. Stop it. I will die mad about this. But anyway, it's friggin' slick, isn't it? Perfectly balancing the Starfield branding and aesthetic and design cues without just kind of overcooking it like so many other attempts at this kind of thing do, or, on the other end of the spectrum, and far more commonly, just being impossibly lazy, like this Batman-branded BS from Aces from back in the day. This just stuck in my mind from way back then. It was such a lazy thing to do. Just put a sticker on the backplate and call it done. Just whatever. I mean, NVIDIA's Cyberpunk with 2080 Ti, pretty sure it was. I should have checked before I started recording. I'm pretty sure it was the 2080 Ti. That wasn't bad. It looked kind of cool, but it didn't look cyberpunky. It looked like the cyberpunk branding, but it didn't look like it belonged in the cyberpunk world. I did like what NZXT did with the Nuka-Cola case for Fallout. That was pretty nicely done, but even that was just more like a billboard, an advertisement, than a genuinely good bit of design, making it feel like it belonged in the Fallout world, mainly because the computers in the Fallout world don't look like this. They look like old school terminals. So it doesn't matter how much Nuka-Cola you paint on the side there, it doesn't look like it is part of that universe. And this kind of thing is especially bad with controllers. They're either just slapping some pre-existing artwork on and don't even worry about what's obscured by the buttons and the stick, so it almost always just looks just awful and insultingly lazy, or it's some vague glance at the aesthetic but just kind of meaningless without any style or vibe of its own, and you have to already kind of know what it's from to even get that it's a piece of merchandise from the thing, or it's just like a stencil or a colorway, vaguely gesturing towards the property in a branding style way, but not in any meaningful way that links it to the property. But the special edition controller for Starfield, that is proper attention to detail. It's laid out like it was part of that universe, an actual physical item from an in-game Starship control surface somewhere, with every input stenciled with function and behavior and consistent with, the kind of design language we're familiar with in real-world aeronautical aesthetics, where it's not uncommon to see this kind of crisp, no-nonsense labeling and sectioning of linked systems on stuff. Even right down to the grip here label with the little double arrows on them, which makes me think of things like the no-step stenciling I always notice when I'm on a wing seat on a commercial flight. You look out in the wing and you see that no step and step here kind of labeling and things like that. It's just industrial and functional, and it's there for a reason. Unfortunately for me, I really don't need a new Xbox controller right now. My existing pair are doing just fine. But man, have I been really tempted by this one. And if I had actual disposable income right now, which I really do not, I would have already succumbed to my impulse to buy it. I know that for a fact. I've had to talk myself out of it many times. You don't have the money, don't spend the money, you will regret it. It's nice, but don't. Just don't. So holding tight for now. Wish my willpower luck, people. It's really good design work, isn't it? And we see the same thing on the GPU now too. It looks like it could be a component from part of something in the universe, like you could slide that out from a slot in your Starship. It looks industrial but refined, mechanical but utilitarian, and with just the right amount of style to make it look special. And of course it is stamped with the Property of Constellation label, like the controller's backside is, to further link it into the world of the game itself rather than just being a piece of merch. And my favorite little detail, well, actually, you know what, maybe second favorite, next to the quad color chromatic stripe over the heatsink things, because that looks really good. I wonder how well that shows up, in real life when it's not being professionally photographed or rendered or whatever, but I really like that little design touch. But it's the graphic boosted propellant label right there on the corner edge of it. If I had designed this, and I'm not nearly skilled enough to do that, but if I had input on the design of it, I would have gone with the wording of graphical booster component or graphical booster system rather than propellant, because it doesn't look like a propellant canister, does it? Or maybe it's the controller for the propellants. I don't know. It's still a cute detail anyway, but I get I'm oddly obsessed with the wording for some reason now that I start talking about it out loud. And most of all, the crisp white base color with splashes of red with minor details in blue and yellow mean it will slide into a lot, if not most, PC build styles and fit right in. But let's come back to the special edition thing. The thing that a lot of people are going to own for this game. Not many people are going to have access to this GPU because it's a limited edition, special edition thing. It's mostly going to be giveaways and shit, I think. So that's going to be quite a rare thing, and good luck getting one if you really want one. But the special edition, if you're really into the game, that's something you could just pay for. It's extremely expensive for what it is, but you can pay for it. But I am exactly zero tempted by this watch, which is the sort of main thing in the special edition. I know it's supposed to replicate the look of the one in the game. In the game, it's like the equivalent of Fallout's Pip-Boy and whatnot. But it's just not nearly as iconically designed. You look at a Pip-Boy, and that's a Pip-Boy. And you look at this, and you go, that's just a plasticky watch. It's not really that interesting. I was quite disappointed by it, to be honest. The case it comes with, though, the storage case, I want like 2 or 3 of those to stack up on a shelf. Hopefully some sort of 3D modeler and 3D printers get together and sort of replicate this design in a way I can sort of order off Etsy or get a friend to print up for me or something, because I don't have a 3D printer. But I want a few of these. It's a cool-ass little case. And again, it's pulled right out of the in-game design. That's so nicely done. It's just a storage case, but it's a storage case that looks like it belongs in that world. It's really nice design work. Hell, there's even a really nice looking Starfield branded chair coming from Noble Chairs. I don't know if their chairs are any good. They seem to have a decent reputation. I've never even sat on one, but they're doing a Starfield thing. I'm not entirely convinced I would want a crisp white chair, as man, I'm sure it would get grotty fast. But if you inverted those colors, you put the blue on the front and the white on the back, so the white wasn't the bit where you sit all the time and have constant friction against, and where bits of food can fall, or splashes of coffee and shit like that. Just invert those colors and hit me up. I'd have that in my home. I'd put that in front of my desk. But even this brings me to my point. The chair isn't nearly as well done as the GPU or controller. It's just Starfield branded, isn't it? It doesn't look like it belongs in the game. doesn't look like it's from that world, which is what I kind of want from it. It's just a chair with the right colours and the logo slammed on it. It does look tons nicer than a lot of other similar gaming branded chairs that I've seen over the years, but it could have been so much better if they just leaned into it being like the Starship pilot's seat. You design it as if it was a pilot seat from inside the game, and it could have been so much cooler. Know what I'm saying? Anyway, I just wanted to gush a bit about the Starfield tie-in merch and swag because I literally couldn't stop thinking about it. Let me know what you think has been the best or worst cross-promotional tie-in gaming hardware you've ever seen or even owned. If you made it all the way through this video, your secret word for the comments is Space Helmet. That's 2 words. Hyphenated. Space Helmet, hyphenated. 1 word. Whatever. Thanks for watching. I am Blunty. I'll catch you next time. Thank you as always to the patrons who also make me happy. Thank you for your support, guys. Catch you next time.